Hi there, this is Kim, and in this vlog I will be sharing my process that I walked in stopping a fear reaction towards a specific individual in my world and reality as my environment. It's a process that I am still walking because it's not a quick solution or a quick fix. It is in fact a process, and so I will be sharing in vlogs to come this specific process as I walk it in real time in my daily living. Okay, so I will be sharing my blog that I wrote on this specific point, where I laid out the points very specifically so that you can read through it and actually see what the practical application of stopping a fear reaction towards a specific individual actually entails. Where in this vlog I will give an overview of how I approached the point. This specifically in the context of and with regards to the process of the 7-year journey to life that I am walking, which is a process of applying self-forgiveness, of actually changing self within my practical day-to-day living through applying self-honesty, writing, self-forgiveness, self-correction, and self-commitment, where the self-corrective application is the, in fact, living of the change, which, as you can see, is a process. It is a step-by-step process specifically laid out that in fact ensures self-change if and when you apply yourself. Okay, so this specifically here is a different approach within my process. That is based on the realization that I had been looking at this point of an experience of fear within myself towards other people. I had been looking at that point quite some time, and I'd been writing about it and applying self-forgiveness in writing and speaking and writing out the self-corrective applications and the self-commitments, and yet the point just kept coming back, and I was continuously faced with it, and then I reacted to it with an experience of defeat and these thoughts of, why is this point here again? And I thought I dealt with it, and I thought it was gone, and I thought I stopped it, and so I was at this point within myself where I felt stagnated, and I felt like I couldn't move within it anymore because I didn't see how else I could approach it and how else I could in fact be able to stop this fear within myself with regards to other people, where I then had to stop myself and actually see and realize that, first of all, I was separating myself from the point by reacting to it and by within myself thinking things like, I have to stop it, and it's not who I am, and in some way kind of thinking that it's bad to feel this fear. I don't want to feel this fear is not me, and I have to get rid of it. And so within that, creating a resistance to the point, and so not allowing myself to actually truly see the point, see what I'm dealing with, and be able to apply myself effectively, because I was stuck within this judgment wherein I created this entire resistance towards it. And so this new approach is from the starting point of simply stopping, breathing, and simply looking at the point as it is here without any judgment or expectation or future projection or idea of how it's supposed to be, but actually walking the point step by step in real-time physical reality to um, in fact ensure that change does in fact happen as I walk step by step by step in physical real-time reality through walking a process of cross-referencing and feedback, which I will explain in this moment. So what I did was, first of all, I would just take one individual, one person in my world, in my environment, and then I would write out on a piece of paper or on my computer, I would write how I experience myself in relation to that person when I'm with that person. What is the thoughts that come up? What is the memories that I have attached within myself to this person, where in my mind I've created this idea of who this person is that then triggers an emotional response within myself because I feel then inferior towards this idea that I have of this person, where then I experience fear towards this person when I'm in their environment. And so after I've written down all those points, all the memories where I've created this idea, I would, the next day, when I meet this person in physical real-time reality, and I see this experience of fear coming up within myself, I would stop, breathe, and start applying self-forgiveness, where I took the realizations within my writings about this person, of all the memories that I was holding on to. I would take that and apply self-forgiveness, because now I have a broader understanding of where this experience of fear within myself when I'm seeing this person is coming from and is based on. Where now I'm seeing that in fact this experience of fear is based on how I've created an idea within my mind of who this person is, where there are specific things within this person that I've attached specific value to, and so because I'm seeing this value within this person, I am feeling inferior within myself because I believe myself to be less valuable than this other person. And so my self-forgiveness statements within that moment would be in silence within myself, would be something like, I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to think and believe that this person is more valuable than me because they have a relationship, and because I've allowed myself to desire having a relationship, where I then projected my value systems on this person, and so have allowed myself to define this person as superior to myself because they have a relationship and I don't. And so I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to not take responsibility for the values and the value systems that I've allowed to exist within myself by projecting them onto this person, and by then reacting emotionally to this person, where I in fact blame them for the fear that I'm experiencing within myself and the inferiority that I'm experiencing within myself by judging them as superior to myself or more valuable than myself, rather than seeing, realizing, and understanding that I have allowed specific value systems to exist within and as myself, wherein I am judging what I'm seeing with my eyes through these value systems, and so have in fact manifested this experience within myself of inferiority, etc. And I would just keep applying self-forgiveness until I can see that this energy of fear is disappearing or slowly fading. And each time I saw this person again, I would go through the same process. I would say, I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to experience fear when I'm seeing this person. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to not see, realize, and understand that I'm experiencing fear because I've allowed myself to judge this person based on pre-programmed value systems that I've allowed to exist within myself, wherein I've allowed myself to separate this person from myself, and wherein I'm experiencing myself as basically inferior towards my own value systems that I see projected within her, etc. And this is specifically what I have written my first blog about, which is this entire process of firstly writing down all the memories and writing down my experiences when I see this person. So just write out basically all the associations that I have made within my mind with this specific individual, and then immediately taking it into practical application of applying self-forgiveness in the moment when I'm faced with this individual and I see the experience of fear coming up within myself, which is like peeling off the first layers, because first there's this layer of fear which I'm now peeling off through applying self-forgiveness, using the insights and realizations that I've accumulated through writing, where I saw that basically the experience of fear was hiding judgment behind. So using that information in my application of self-forgiveness in the moment, where the fear was in fact being peeled off and released. So that is the first step, where the second step is what I'm now in the process of walking, is to see what other experiences are there when I'm faced with this individual, where I now notice that when I'm in this person's presence, there's not so much this experience of fear anymore, but there's still something there. For instance, this is what I notice because I cannot, for instance, simply walk up to this individual and casually start up a conversation and be just completely comfortable. So there's still something there, which is like the second layer, which I'm now in the process of investigating, exploring within writing, within writing out what else it is that I'm seeing within myself that is there, that wherein I'm separating myself from this individual. So other points within my mind where of thoughts, emotions and feelings, of memories, etc., where I'm separating myself from this person, that is creating a blockage for me to not be able to simply express myself and to simply be comfortable in when I'm in the presence of this individual. Okay, so the next step is what I will be sharing in my next blog and in my next vlog. So this is the new approach of the actual practical application in real-time physical reality of actually releasing a point of, specifically in my case, fear towards another person. Alright, so stay tuned. Thank you very much.